Well, hello. Today in this video, I will be discussing the theme of do you need it or want it? This theme is in relation to the following artworks due to their connection to capitalism and the corruption that comes from this system, and how these artworks reflect this corruption. I chose to cover this topic because it's relevant to the challenges that we face in our day-to-day lives. And I find that this topic is important because there's a trend in the conversation of why money is so sought after and the problems that the working class has with the 1%. My intended audience for this video will be pro-capitalism groups of people, and people who just truly believe that capitalism is the way to live life. And the two people that I would want to watch this video the most would be my mom and my dad, because they have always instilled in me that money will never be the answer to happiness, rather that you should find joy in the things that are surrounding you rather than the things that you are wanting. And for this video, I decided to film myself putting up my hammock and just enjoying a nice leisurely activity, because this is something that I have learned to love, and I just love spending time alone, and I just thought that I would include it in this video. The first artwork that I will talk about in this video will be the Ai Weiwei COVID mask, and this mask was inspired by an installation piece that he did at the Tate Modern, and in this piece he filled up a space in the Tate London, and in this space he covered the floor with sunflower seeds that were made out of porcelain and that were all hand painted with black paint. And he filled the space with sunflower seeds because he grew up in communist China, and during that time a lot of communist propaganda was spreading, and that imagery showed Mao Zedong, the leader of communist China, being the sun, and then there would be sunflowers representing the people and how they looked up to Mao and his beliefs, and the little sunflower seeds and those flowers represented people as well, as they were orderly and soldier-like in response to Zedong's sun. And this artwork relates to my theme due to the comparison between communism and capitalism. In communism, it's believed that no one truly owns anything because everyone owns everything together, while in capitalism, it's one man for himself, and you can be as rich as you want or as poor as you want based on the money that you attempt to make. And for my second artwork, I will be talking about Emi Kusano's video artwork. Emi Kusano's Echoes of Expansion is an AI curated video that she made by using specific wording in order to produce the AI responses that she was wanting. And in this video, it's supposed to be a self-portrait of stereotypes. She self-oriented herself after she was an exchange student in the US for some years. This topic relates back to my theme of do you need it or want it, due to whenever the artwork was sold, it was sold with rights and as an NFT, and this sale caused an uproar in the art world due to artists or just the public being upset about the fact that AI artwork was being sold on the art market rather than physical work. And it just caused a really big uproar, and it kind of left that question of why is AI art seen as art whenever it's not really made by an artist itself. But the money that was made from the artwork was actually donated towards physical media artists. So it was just kind of a full circle moment of the money that was spent. And for my third artwork that I will be talking about will be Wendy Red Star, Four Seasons. And in these photographs, she is making fun of the traditional Indian village that is taught to children in history museums. And she's taking control of the narrative of how the fake setting is demeaning towards her culture. And I said that this artwork is relative to my topic of do you need it or want it, due to the fact that museums curate this fake example of this native lifestyle in order to bring in visitors to the museum and make money. But in the end, they're just teaching them a just so story. So it's just so. For the next artwork, we have the Eastern Han Dynasty makers of China house model. And this house model is a funerary object that is usually buried with its owner in order for them to take their status into the afterlife with them. In these models, we see support beams holding up the roofs of these houses, or of this house. But these beams are actually called the gong, and they represent the status of the individual or the individuals that lived there. And it's believed that the more dugong you have, the more you were worth in your lifetime. And I said that this relates to my theme of do you need it or want it, due to this visual indicator of wealth and how that relates to capitalism and how it takes a lot of materials in order to make so many dugong for the house, and then you're just showing off that you have that many dugong. And then in current times, you're seen as wealthy based off of the high fashion or the very expensive items that you own. And for my final artwork, we have Magpie, Geese, and Waterlilies at the Waterhole by John Bulun. And in his artwork, it's a reflection of his connection to his environment growing up and his lifestyle that he knows. And this artwork relates back to the topic of do you need it or want it, because his design became very, very popular, and then it was stolen by a t-shirt company, and they ripped off his design in order to make money. And it just kind of brings back the question of do you need it or want it, of they didn't give him representation or credit for his artwork whenever they created the shirts, and that was just very unfair.